Okay.
Hello and welcome back. This is Gertrude Mache here in Wellington, New Zealand. Today I am interviewing a very, very fascinating author by the name of Frank Healy, who is based in the United States and has written an amazing book called Heal Your Memory and Change Your Life. Frank, welcome.
Welcome. It's good to be here.
Frank, you are a man who has an amazing mind. I started going through your book, and it's a fascinating story about how you have been able to harness your memory to remember things. I just want to go back to your childhood before we talk about your book, and tell me how you developed this ability.
Well, it started when I was not quite 6 years old, and I was homesick from school for a week in kindergarten. And it happened that my uncle down the street had given, Uncle Billy down the street had given me a calendar for that year, 1966. And I started being too sick to be even up playing with toys. I started looking at it and I connected with each block of each date a picture and the sound of the song of what would be on primetime TV that night. So by the end of the week, I realized I had the entire year, 1966, memorized as far as what day of the week each date was. And then from that week on, as the past 48 and a half, almost 49 years went by, I'd make mental notes each day about what date it was, when things would happen. Hence, I'd remember the weather, any news I heard, and personal events. So that's why I have a thing that's called hyperthymesia. And the University of California termed it as highly superior autobiographical memory. There have been about 53 or 54 of us that have been studied because we remember every day of our lives, many of them since mid-childhood, like 10 or 11. I happen to go back to age 6, remembering
Gosh.
every day.
So you remember things in detail?
Well, I think I remember news events, personal events, and the weather, and anything I'm interested in that happens on that day. Now, I don't remember every single detail of everything, like what, for instance, what was in a room and things like that. Or as far as dress, I remember special dress occasions, such as the time on Friday, January 20th, 2006, when I wore a tie with lobsters into work to amuse my coworkers. And,
Oh, wow. Wow. So what inspired you to write your book, Frank?
well, it might seem like an all good thing to remember every day of your life, and it's great that I remember every vacation, every good time with friends and ex-girlfriends and my wife and family and all, but the drawback is I also remember slights, romantic breakups, bad days at jobs and in school, and all kinds of things. So, and the emotions stuck as if so I could just pull up any memory and feel the same way I did when it was happening. And so
Oh,
that
wow. So
became,
there's a plus and a minus to your gift.
yes, the plus is remembering the good things with the same emotional intensity, and the negative part was remembering the bad things, but being a licensed professional counselor, which in America is similar to a psychologist, and also a life coach, I discovered from my own learning of psychological principles and from my own experience that I taught myself to let go of a lot of the negative feelings from bad memories, and I decided I could combine my special talent with my profession and wrote a book on healing your memories. Now, I
So
understand that,
a lot of people do get stuck in life because of the memories of certain events, certain emotional things that happen to them. Is that correct?
Yes, a lot of people do, even though most people don't remember to the extent as I do. A lot of people get stuck on somewhat on things like post-traumatic stress. Maybe war veterans could get that, as well as rape victims. But not only that, but even people who just maybe were bullied at school or maybe had some bad relationship breakups or came from abusive families. And I interviewed a bunch of people who had those things happen and created exercises from their experiences as well as my own. And these are things I do with my clients too to help them get over the past.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. So tell me, who's the kind of person who would really benefit from reading your book? You mentioned post-traumatic stress. What other aspects of life do you think you could help people with?
Well, I could help people with a lot of people are stuck in the past to the point where they self sabotage. Like they might get close to achieving a goal and then do something to foul it up and think it's unintentional because maybe there was a memory that made them believe they don't deserve success or they don't deserve to achieve the goal. And some people, like I interviewed a man who was also part of the study who has had some horrific bad experiences with women and dating and how he's overcoming that now to have a better view and of dating and have better relationships. So people have problems in relationships, and some people might have had a bad experience with employers or authority figures, so now they have trouble holding a job.
Yeah.
And it could also help people who bad memories just keep cropping up in their head, how to stop that and not stop giving those memories so much power over them.
You
And
do
the
give
ideal
energy
for
to
every
our stories, right? Because you keep regurgitating it in your mind over and over again and reliving it, correct?
Yes, that's right. Can keep reliving the same thing, and a lot of times the brain will naturally gravitate to problems that are unsolved. So to help someone get over that, they can move on to a happier and more productive life when they get
Wow.
over. Like,
And so where is your book available, Frank?
well, it's available on Amazon.com, and it's also available at Balboa Press. Now I'm in the process of creating a revised edition, which will be available on Amazon, and you can also get it on Kindle.
Fantastic. And I know that part of your next direction with your coaching is that you're going to be making yourself accessible in various ways for people to get access to your mind and your content. You've been talking about creating a membership site where people can participate and engage with you. Is that correct?
Yes, I have a website which is currently being redone to be a responsive web, and you'll be able to join for, well, we'll determine the price, but it's going to be where you can communicate with others, and I'll hold seminars there to help people. I'll do coaching through the website, so there could be a lot of benefits for, could be a $10 or $15 membership. So my website, to access it, it's www.phenomenalmemory.com. And
Fantastic.
yeah.
So one of the things I forgot to ask is, does the book help people improve their memory as well? Because that's
Well,
a
I have
question that has come up for me. Or is that
well,
another
it
book you're going to write?
Well, yes, I wrote another book that's available on Amazon Kindle. Now, the title is Memory Quiz, What Kind of Learner Are You? So it starts off with where you take this test to see if you're more of a visual, auditory, or kinesthetic type learner. And then it has chapters geared to each specific learning style, memory tricks.
Oh,
There's a
wow.
lot about,
Okay. And that's
yeah,
available
so a
on
lot of
Amazon
it,
as well.
yes, that's right.
Fantastic. Well, that sounds like a good one. I think I probably need something like that myself.
Yes,
So
yes,
thank
I
you
would like.
so much for this interview, Frank.
Yeah, you're quite welcome.
And we look forward to getting access to this new book. And I think to all of my listeners, really trying to connect with Frank one on one through his membership site is going to be quite beneficial. You know, a lot of people this time of the year want to change their lives. You know what it's like when we go into the new year, Frank. So this will be a great Christmas stocking gift to anybody out there that you might know who's stuck, anyone you might know who's suffering from post-traumatic stress. There's various
Right.
things in this book that can be of great help. So, Frank, I will catch up with you again, and hopefully, in a few months' time, we'll talk about how your membership site is going.
Oh, yes, that would be good.
Thank you for the interview, Frank, and take care.
You too.